Otherwise, I recommend all magic and divination sober. Otherwise, maybe a couple sips of mead are okay.
So, yes, welcome everyone to your regularly scheduled Saturday programming. Live rune readings and high minded discussions with the emphasis on high minded in Mr. Zerilath's case, um, with the one and only Zerilath. Eternal. I wanted to say immortal, but it hasn't been immortal for a while. It's been eternal for quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
People know me long enough. Go back far enough in time, you'll find people calling me travesty. So it's like, who the fuck's travesty? It's just like, oh yeah. That's my 2016 incarnation, or something, or might be
damn.
further back than that. I can't remember when I changed it. I was travesty back in 2012. I'm pretty sure I stayed travesty for at least 4 years. I was way
Well,
before that too, but I was only travesty in music up until 2012. Then I became an internet radio guy, which started how people know me currently.
all right, so that's your 2016 throwback, because that's a thing now. Apparently, we're
Yeah,
looking back at 2016, 10 years ago, because everything was better back then.
something like that. You know, everything was had a promise of getting better. You had 2016 was a cool year because you were watching things going uh going threatening to go down the toilet while promising to skyrocket to their greatest heights, and both sides of politics and the American zeitgeist was seeing it that way, right? It's
Hmm.
just like I, up until that point, was practically a non-voter in my anarchist attitudes of things, because the world that now people fucking see is, oh, you see this now. Wow. Well, welcome to 10 years ago. You still don't
Yeah,
fucking get it.
man.
It's too shocking, and they're hoping that it just gets all lost in the sauce of the vulgar and the profane.
Hmm. 10 years ago I was
Yes,
24.
yes.
I think
Like,
I just just became a father. My daughter was like a year old.
yeah, yeah. People got no, like, certain people were forced to see the reality and they just collapsed under it. Other people, when they were forced to see the reality, they compartmentalized it and then waited for the event to pass, where they didn't have to take too much personal responsibility in their part of the eventual outcome, since they were made aware of the fuckery of it all, right? And this is all
Hmm.
unresolved shit that goes all the way back, and we lost a complete ability to um, command the human language in a proper way to deal with things. And that's why nothing makes sense to us, in since the JFK assassination is one of the most egregious ones. It's been going on forever. But the most egregious one, as far as shaping where we are today, is probably the JFK assassination, right? And the multi-dimensional aspects of the world have made it very clear as certainties of our epistemological understanding of our ontological universe have broken. right? To be as fucking snobbishly intellectual about it as possible with my command of words.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And people have no idea how illiterate they actually are, how baseline literate they actually are. This is why countries like Cuba are going to fall apart. I did my research on it, you know, and it's seventh grade reading level is the national average reading level in the country that has free education. Get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Listen, nobody likes being exploited the way exploitation happens in capitalism. Nobody fucking likes it. It also only really happens when you let yourself blindly get tunneled into it and don't realize there's another way, or you can just reject this way and wait instead of just foolishly doing things on somebody else's timetable or your limited understanding of your own timetable. Because people had an assumption for many years about how their life was supposed to go every single day. And from 2016 to 2020, everybody's psyche broke except for automatic duty. And thus 2020, when all of life on this planet ceased to function for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks that it was at a true hard stop. Right?
Yeah.
Which was probably the 2est free weeks in the universe at that time. Boy, did we fuck up a chance for an anarchist utopia in 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks to say, you know what? We could work with this, but no. Everybody begged for the system back. Nobody decided to take any time to stop and think about 2 weeks of peace that, hold on a second, we don't need this lie because we can talk to each other on the internet and right, no, but that's not what we wanted. We didn't want to hear somebody's scientific argument for freedom. We needed to have a scientific argument for freedom, right? For their mind, to appeal to their mind as people part of the participation in the LARP of pandemic.
Yeah, thinking back at it,
Yeah,
you know, those first, like those first 2 weeks or that
yeah,
first, you know, short period of time,
yeah.
I don't think I have ever, well, you know, at least like since childhood, I haven't felt that free, and I haven't felt that free since.
That's right. Right? You know, because it's not sustainable on one small level, right? Because we don't have the moral and mental integrity or the physical fortitude to
Yeah.
to hold it as as how life ought to be in your heart. Like there's too many bombardments of the psyche, right? I mean, because you can't just, you can't quit it all unannounced cold turkey. The period of time between saying, "Oh, we might do a temporary shutdown of life on Earth," in not so extreme sounding terms, was a very short period of time between that and the day they decided to fucking pull the trigger. Right? Other than that,
Yeah.
they were just letting you know of the creeping, crawling sneezes that were on the rise. Making you hyper conscious of the unwellness around you, but from a profane vantage point of no depth of society, no depth of personal responsibility, just people acting like monsters. because of the cognitive degeneration over the 4-year period of all of the madness getting dumped onto the last chapter of the continuity of the last world.
Yeah.
Fascinating archiving history changing in real time as such. So glad I'm 45 years old and have my wits about me to explain it. As a guy, why can't I make money doing this? I don't want to make a lot of money doing this. I want to make enough money to finance my time to make music doing this. Why?
I mean, that's what I'm after. That's what I'm trying to do with, with
Right?
the channel, with the podcast, with,
I say
you know.
self-evidently hot shit, and no one listens. No one listens when I look like a goddamn Norse stud. Nobody listens when I look like a fat fuck. So what difference does it make? Nobody listened when I was unemployed. Nobody listened when I was a construction worker. What difference does it fucking make? Everybody wanted to tell me, don't fucking talk about this shit the way you talk about it. Why don't you fucking like dress up so people want to? Why don't you do it in all these attractive ways? And I'm just like, dude, I just got raw information. This is not what I want to do. I'm doing this because I have to do this. I am compelled. There is an internal duty in my system that I do not understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I am here. Anyway, Howard, how's it going, Howard?
What up, Howard? How you
Late.
doing? Yeah, no, I mean, dude, I totally get it. Having to work for a living, give up freedom so that you may survive, even. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like my job. I've had worse jobs, but I have said for so long, if I can make my money, live streaming and podcasting, and I mean, as you said, I agree. I don't have to make a lot of money, just enough. I'm content because that provides me with the freedom that I've been looking for. I can just do, I can do my own thing, and I have the freedom to, outside of that, do whatever I want. And for all of you watching, for all of you listening, if you want to help both of us achieve it, you can book private readings from Mr. Zerilath if you like these short readings, if you like these, what is it, like 20-minute personal readings that we usually do here. Imagine if you can do it one-on-one and take the full hour. So if that's something that you like, if that's something that sounds good to you, and I don't see why it wouldn't, contact him, zerilath@yahoo.com.
Yeah. And let me also say something, because I really lean into my Leo qualities, because I've been fighting for the idea of just like, somebody tell me I'm a fucking fool. Somebody please fully explain to me how I'm an idiot, right? And like, somebody tell me I'm a sociopath, psychopath, narcissist. Not as just an accurate. I want you to clinically diagnose me, because I want to see if I can think you're correct, if my peers think I'm correct, can I find enemies that would disagree with this assessment of who you say I am? Because honestly, I can also appreciate that somebody looking at me as I am and be, dude, he's such a fucking narcissist. I have that level of self-awareness. That's not self-aggrandizing, that's just self-awareness. I'm telling you all about my own pimples that I stare at. There you go. That's my most attractive, You wanted transparency, girls. Don't lie. Don't lie. This is allegedly what you keep saying you want. Would you like to say you don't? Would you like me to lie to you? Yeah, but that doesn't sound right. How would you phrase it? Right? Or just laugh and realize that there's no way out of this without just you and me. All right.
And if you want to help support the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, if you want to help support me, do become a channel member or support us on patreon.com/Greyhorn Pagans, or go to our website, www.greyhornpagans.com, where we have everything, including our merch store. We got some cool shit in there as well. I should plug the merch a lot more because I don't do that. I
Look,
have cool merch,
I'm not
but I
even
don't plug it.
listen, I'm not even 5'6" anymore. Okay? I can't be a narcissist. I'm shorter.
I mean, no, that's the exact reason why you should be a narcissist, compensation. And enlarge your ego, enlarge your sense of grandiosity to make up for being a short king.
Right. Don't make this Aries get into a penis measuring competition. I will destroy you.
Yeah, as if.
Mostly because it's one lie I'm gonna tell you. You call me a narcissist in that way, just because I'm lying about it. But anyway, let's give Howard a reading.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Howard says no, because I think we know Howard. Yeah, I recognize Howard.
We do?
I mean, like, just as, like, yeah, as a chat.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Of course. Howard, homie. We know you. We've seen you before.
Let's see here. I forgot to grab. Where's the last bit? I have my shiny rocks that I keep in here, Where's the last one? Ugh. There it is.
Men are simple creatures. We see a shiny rock, we like it.
Okay, where was I? I Ching. You got 5. Howard is in a waiting process. With truth and confidence shining out, creating success, constancy brings good fortune, fruitful to cross the great river. Waiting for what you need, bring yourself into harmony with the desired outcome. It may take longer than you imagine. Faith and patience are your allies, but fully present in waiting, your attention shines and starts a creative engagement with the world. You are committing yourself to its manifestation. How can you wait patiently and with commitment? While you wait, how can you best make yourself ready? Which, it's the interesting, because it's waiting, but there's still something to do within the wait, which is why there is much to be said about something as simple as stop and do nothing, right? Until the signal, right? Now we shall consult the family of Turtle Island. Ugh. Come on. We got, wow, 5. It is the Elder Bison.
No.
The Elder Bison, open to increased abundance. Let me read the speaks. Welcome me in when you require support. With my matted, woolly undercoat and thick fur, I will provide you with a safe and soft spot to land. Abundance is your divine birthright, and I am here to expand your capacity to receive joy, love, wealth, opportunities, and alignment. As you lean on me, allow the energy of gratitude to fill your heart and spirit. For this will amplify the medicine I bring. Give ready for things to shift and open your heart to your divine worth. May you always be blessed. Now, what I think is interesting that works with that, although I do actually have to fact check real quick before I go with this, because I believe there's been a boon that has not diminished in the bison population due to our efforts on restoration. Bison population. Ugh. 26. Let's see here. All right. 45,000 to be around 40, with efforts ongoing to restore and protect this iconic species. So that's from PBS. I just want to figure out if it's still on the list.
So what I got here...
There are 91 bison. There are 91 bison in my state. That's interesting.
Wow.
I did not know that. That is cool. I'm going to go meet a bison now. I got to go find out where the bison is. Hey, listen. I don't want... I need to see one. I've never seen a friggin' bison except maybe at like a zoo or something. Maybe it's probably at a zoo. That's fine. I feel like going to see it. They're all in... Is that Tornado Alley? Yeah. They're all in Tornado Alley. But by and large. There's 33,000 in South Dakota, 32,000 in Nebraska. Now, I don't remember, like, so what is... Yeah, it's a lot of them. So if they're at 45, posted rates, it's estimated between 30 million and 60 million bison lived North America during the... Okay, it was millions. There was like 30 million at the least in the 19th century. Fewer than... By 1889, fewer than 600 remained, right? That's a big part of their story, right?
Called down to 541.
I mean, 600, like, is terrifying. That's terrifying extinction. That's like the dodo bird was there once, right?
Yeah.
Because they were hunted down. And this is the same thing here. So like they're healthy and growing. They're on track for something that's going to put them in like what's going to be acceptable within the open range of the within the American territories, if you will, right? Just the open ranges of the various states they reside, because those numbers in the thousands, that has to be on either large swaths of cheap privately owned land or large swaths of just public land.
According to the 2022 USDA census, there are, let's say 192,477. So let's say, about 192,500 bison residing on private ranches and farms.
Yeah. Probably cut across several private ranches and farms, I suppose would be the deal. You got Louisiana has none, New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. Every other state in the Union is harboring a bison. So anyway, including Minnesota. Those dirty motherfuckers. No, I'm kidding. I'm with you, Minnesota. The feds need to comply with state law.
We stand by Minnesota.
Private citizens are only meant to be dealing with their state, and then compliance, well, I'm an anarchist. That ain't the right fucking word for, your engagement in defense of your rights, liberties, and freedoms. Anyway, let's get back to your reading, man. So here's my point. The bison have been waiting, and they've been fruitful and multiplying, right? Which the bison, that animal spirit, is deeply tied. It's a guardian spirit of the North American end of Turtle Island, right? Just I don't know what trees that were cut down would have been the most predominant. Perhaps it's those redwoods, right? We're filled with a lot of new growth, especially in New England. Long story short is it's I think a lot of what's growing in our soul's transformation is coming from this. And we need to be wise because we are simultaneously facing a population that's acting in accord with apocalypto. Right? And us doing a blood cult sport between our two factions of the war and the rain god here. Huitzilopochtli and Tolok. A superior force is going to want to have a field day. Right? And don't let the posture of, we've expanded a little bit into Greenland, like America's not on the brink of collapse in ways that the economy can't fucking see. But anyway, you need to have a fruitful waiting period. Be productive in your waiting. Take your productivity that you can do now that has nothing to do with this step you are waiting for, and grow with it. Grow within that. That's what I am trying to do here, stuck in my little economic cage, which is probably more a cage of the mind, but I'm still figuring out which roads are going to unlock those problems. You got, in our focus position, Queen of Stones. Get the bear, right?
Nice.
So you get the bear, you get the bison, you get the waiting, you got the queen in her cave hoarding her meats.
Excuse me?
Yes. It all, it's like, you've been going through, it's like a hibernative. We are in the dead of winter. I had to work yesterday in like 9-degree weather on a roof. It was a little bit windy. Ansus. So this is a research and study time, obviously. This is very, this is, it's like, with all this in context, it already reads that the Hermit card on a subconscious level. The Hermit card is lurking in spirit already in the read. Maybe he'll pop up. All right, you've got 2 of Stones. Challenge. All right? So you've been going through a particular struggle in a material aspect of things with money, and this is the you're experiencing the coming developments of that. You're in the waiting period of the full results of this particular struggle, which is why you're in this research and study phase, hoarding the gains you've had thus far. And you've got Saul here. So this was very, and this was very personal to you with the soul here. Verdandi. We have Ace of Vessels. Woo, flying out of my hand. Ace of Vessels. Water of Life. So you are filling your cup right now with whether you have won or lost this challenge, you have been emotionally, spiritually, enriched and fulfilled with something new by completing the challenge, whether to success or failure, just like stepping in the ring for the first time. It's more important that you went through a full match than that you lost or won the match. Gebo. All right. Yeah, the result of what this challenge was not only fulfilling, but it is basically it unlocked a talent within you, right? You received a reward of personal development, which is going to be not only of use to you, but of service to others. The Son of Life. So, you're just going through your underworld time, you know, your winter period, your night. You're transcending the underworld. It's just night. It's just night. You're waiting because, you know, you're basically going through the dream cycle, fulfilling consciousness on a dream level before you come to a waking level, transformed via the experience. You watch. So what's wild about that is that it's a cycle. Yeah. It's got the, like, okay, Howard, you've got those quadruple eights going on. You've got a resonant frequency with with the quad 8, right? What is, give me a second. I need to calculate. Give me, don't know how to do squared on this calculus. I'm just gonna have to do it I'm gonna have to do long multiplication. 8 times 8 times 8 equals, okay, 4,096, which reduces to 10, which, funny enough, reduces to 19, which then, of course, as you know, reduces to 10, folds in on itself into the 1 and the 0. So you are you're operating on the solar cycle in the binary, which is appropriate because the I Ching is in the binary, right? You got no runes upside down here. Like, you're going, you're like, you've got this thing that you're waiting for, And I think the thing is that you're always going to go through this format, because I think we all have a certain format, which is on a daily level that we go through. And there's always this underlying waiting feeling, because it's just like, today's not the day the thing happened for you, right? Like, today's not the day I got a song written, right? It's not the day that it happened. I have to wait for the day where the song wants to fucking come out of me, right? But like I said at the beginning, with the bison, going for that growth that you need, and you are kind of framing your process and your development day to day, or perhaps even year to year. Even though Yera didn't show up, this on a macrocosm, it has a lot of Yera and the Hermit. I would meditate on Yera and the Hermit. And you may want to throw Pertho in there as well. And yeah, I would throw the Sun. The Sun and Pertho. Now, let me check the comments section and see if Howard has Howard been talking. Do I need to refresh?
No, he hasn't. Not that I can see, at least. But
right. Well,
Howard, let us know what's up, man.
Leave us a comment or something. I'm gonna give you your whisper in the woods, assuming you're not here, because you didn't do anything at all. Didn't say anything at all.
Just absolutely nothing.
You got retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. All right. When you feel these cycles start again, initiate that start or that ending, if you will. Make a ritual of an offering unto yourself. And you can make offerings to other things too. You may even want to do that as a principle of Gebo. So perhaps an offering for a deity, or an offering to somebody who matters to you. In fact, I think, like, I say definitely to someone who matters to you, just because the cycles happened, and just pick somebody, or maybe it's always your girlfriend, wife, whatever it's got to be.
Awesome. Well, Howard, if you are seeing this, or perhaps watching it back later, do please let us know, because we are always curious to what the accuracy of it is. I mean, it's always accurate. Zerilath is always accurate. But still, it doesn't hurt.
Always.
It feeds the ego to hear how accurate.
It's not it don't really feed the ego. I mean, I may give it to my ego, but that's not really what it's feeding. That's not what it's feeding when you say it. That's just what I may choose to do with it.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Yeah. It's just either somebody can explain how it doesn't make sense to them, or how it does, right? The only time
Mm-hmm.
I ever did a reading that didn't work at all was a lady who took it on her friend's word for it, who seemed like she wasn't much of a believer to begin with, and she was very drunk and she was just having fun at a party. And so when it was going bad, I canceled the reading, or she basically, we kind of mutually canceled the reading, and I gave her the money back, but she told me to keep it, although she had a little bit of an attitude about it. And honestly, I felt a tiny bit insulted, but I was being business professional. Um,
Mm.
but she by no merit was a good measure of anything, as I don't, she probably was a sip away from not being entirely certain what her middle name is.
Oh dear. And to her, it was
Right?
more of
Okay.
more
We're
of a
all
party
listen,
trick.
people having fun. I'm doing it as a thing at a club. I'm charging next to nothing because it's impersonal right there inside
Mm-hmm.
of a private event that you paid to get into in the first place. Right? So that's what I was doing. And I didn't make as much money as I would make from 1 hour working with somebody on a full spread.
How is your gig at the club going?
The club, to my knowledge, has not been going on. And I think that it's either taking a winter break or it's not happening anymore. I have to hit up the promoter and ask him um, if it's coming back.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that'd be great. That was
yeah.
a good opportunity.
I found a couple of events happening in February at like some goth stuff not too far from me.
Okay.
So I may not go there and work, but check them out, and then you know do an in person talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
So yeah, for everyone watching, for everyone listening, again, if you like these kinds of readings, if you like what we do here, and you feel like you need to have your soul searched and um your mind read
yeah.
and all of that, do hit up Zerilath at zerilath@yahoo.com. He's gonna go all out. He's gonna go he's gonna go Norse wizard on your ass. Um,
Hey, no, it's great. We're having the conversation. I uploaded. We did live. Like, there's a full reading that from a client that paid for the reading, and it was just like any normal whatever. But he said, "Hey, I'd be interested in doing it live," and for no reason other than for me. I didn't ask. It's just like he offered it,
mhm.
right? And I was just like, yeah, yeah, we can do that, right? And so, that was like a gift that he was totally like wanted to do it live. I was like, wow, cool.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you can catch a reading. He stays anonymous, other than his voice. He doesn't do a voice machine.
Hmm.
He stays anonymous, and I give you um, what did I do? I think I did a full 9 realm reading for him.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just thinking like I should, you know, make more clips and shorts of these readings as well. I mean, I do it with every other show
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
do, but for some reason I leave the readings for what they are. So let's I
yeah,
should start
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that.
you hope that like somebody who didn't have enough whatever to like get to like here's an isolated brilliant, this is why I have this guy on every fucking week, guys. It's like
Yeah.
you may not get it with him, but listen to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
like,
I will.
if I'm not driving the traffic in, that's where I have to reflect on what I need without compromising me and what I can and want to do with myself about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll generate more clips and more
Yeah.
shorts
Yeah.
of our readings as well. I mean, we have well, over a year worth of readings, so
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
there's plenty of material to
Right.
go off.
Right. And like I take the severe risk because I could just shut up about everything else because I can imagine that somebody like if they just don't agree with X, Y, and Z, they're not going to be interested, right? You know. So like I'm not doing anybody any favors if they need their tarot reading to come from a guy who explains things from Kabbalah, from a Kabbalah structured explanation. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I'm anti that. Right? I work off of something frameworked like chelantic sciences.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we know those people, who will, but that's not what's.
Well, they're all out there. They're all out,
Mm,
right? And I've learned through very through making sure I looked at other because Kabbalah is so big, right? Like,
yeah.
great, you want to make a big study of it, but that big study turns into a pretty focused analysis of the Sephiroth, and that's the thing. That's not the only tree, universal world tree representation that's out
Hmm.
there, and how the angles matter, the connecting lines, those pathways, structures, from where they go to where they go, matter, right?
Yeah.
And the crystalline structure in the chelantic tree has perfect geometry. The Sephiroth is deliberately funky with the way it has its dragged in triangles and the Doth disconnected, hovering in the midst, but having these crossovers that don't theoretically actually touch it. And then it's this prized shadow place. And yeah. And then so long story short is like I can appreciate if somebody just thinks it's too weird. That they just think it's too weird. Because I am not for the profane. That's what makes my job hard, is that I am not for the profane.
And we wouldn't want you to be, because that would take away from
Yeah.
who you are, from what you do.
Yeah. 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 I know. And you know, I there are things that I do feel elitist about, but I don't like putting people down. But
Yeah.
I like putting down a bad system. And if you want to defend the system, I'm happy to learn and or debate it with sitting across persons that I like and respect, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I had guys on like for my Gurren Lagann video. Why am I forgetting my buddy's name? I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. From Jin the Ninja. Excuse me.
Oh,
Who
Jin. Yeah.
Yeah, Jin. Who's a Buddhist Kabbalist. and I'm got deep
Hmm.
love and respect for him, and I will then and I will also tell him straight to his face. Well, here's where I think Kabbalah is black magic. Not that you're black magic, but but I think the numerology and the forms matter, especially because of how it reshapes the the structure of the magic itself, and I see this way is healthier than that way, etc., etc. Right? But I
Hmm.
have a lot more to study, so I can't even be. I'm not even Mr. Head On, right? Because I'm trying to learn what is more than what isn't. I will study Kabbalah a little bit further down the line. I've touched on it. Just reading the Talmud is gonna give me so much context to
Oh yeah, man.
when I get there.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yes, yes. I finished volume 1 of this version of the Talmud last night.
Good stuff.
Yes, I was gonna keep going, but I was pretty tired, and I'd gone at least a little over an hour. So I said, you know what, this is good. This is good. I had such a long work week last week. I had pulled a 8-hour day with a 2-hour commute both ways.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah, that's rough.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. It was a 1 hour commute up and then a 2 hour commute home because I stayed over my buddy's place after the first day.
Hmm.
So that cut my commute in half, which was cool of him to host me for the evening. But I slept like shit because
Yeah.
it was just too cold, and I was fairly comfortable on the couch, but I was to keep warm, I had to have odd posture on the couch, so that way I was making sure the blanket was all tucking and nothing was drafting in because it was his living room
Hmm.
near the front door. Um, and uh,
Oh.
and I watched a video on how our ancestors built way better houses. Like, and I mean like back when we were fucking like before like masonry came and put us into buildings per se, right?
Yeah.
You know, so at the very least the American home leaks it leaks like a sieve, right? It does
Oh, I bet.
it does a much more horrible job with the manner in which they design things with because there's a certain secondary to insulation in the engineering of it all, right?
Hmm.
And then all of this gets reflected in real estate economy. Um, yeah, yeah. Apparently, America's about to change its real estate market because they just did an executive order on it. That's apparently going to stop a bunch of stuff that the banks usually do, where they're hoarding the houses and shit and arbitrarily inflating the prices and stuff. But at the
Mm,
time, BlackRock just exploited that before the executive order was signed.
yeah, I was gonna say like we'll see about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know because I thought I heard some statement that I haven't had a chance to verify yet that Trump said he wanted prices to go up, but then when I tried to verify it, I only found because I heard the clip and I said that's
Hmm.
okay. What is that about? Because I had heard him talking prior and hadn't been paying attention to what had changed in the meantime, that prices were going to go down because he was going to pull this move where they stopped, like, because we have all these houses get held to raise market value.
Yeah.
They're on the market, but they're like on and off the market. They just get held. When they don't
Hmm.
sell, they don't bring them down for any fucking reason. And they do other things and they make other buildings, and all of it is just to have the empty buildings as this desired asset that then raises the price on anything else that they end up actually buying. It's this big fucking it's a real price gouging exploitation scam, right? You know, people have been talking
And
about
that's
this
why, like we were.
while. This goes back to the subprime mortgage, right? This is like the subprime mortgage scam was also based on this. This is the 2008 economic crisis, that big fraud scheme. If some part of Trump on the good guy side of whatever fucking bullshit ends up happening, there's no good guy side, but you know what I mean. Because there's no good guys in health and human services, but at the same time, I don't have that many complaints about health and human services in what they're doing. In fact, there's a lot of things I'm like, good, don't fucking change that, or good, don't go in the other fucking direction and don't go too far that way. That kind of thing, right? That's the best you can fucking do in the meantime. And believe me, being in our positions as voices like this is 10 times more effective than voting. You just have to not be afraid of sounding like an idiot for a while, which is why you own it as such for a while.
Exactly.
Right? You know, a lot of people, they start in comedy first for those reasons. And comedy is a testing water for public discourse in many respects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why comedy came under the attack that it's gone under. And it's more clear to see the suppression of it versus the suppression of talent in Hollywood. Because there's so much going on behind the scenes, where with comedians are like an independent game. By and large, like anybody can like when Jimmy Kimmel lost his job, it's like, buddy, just do a thing like Stein's doing and I'm doing. Just make a channel. You still have your personal freedom of speech. You're in a contract dispute with the government right now. That's all this is a contract dispute that is superseding your laws. This is about your privilege in broadcasting, not your rights to personal speech.
And I mean, how many of these...
Even this is a privilege in broadcasting, but it's a different entity when it's just you, Jimmy Kimmel, alone, and not you and your company and your producers and your writers. Although you may have your writers, but you get final cut. Your channel.
Yeah, like how many of these personalities have we seen, like transition to like video casting or podcasting,
Yeah.
I mean, just look on fucking Rumble and making good money on there too, and independent money as well.
Yeah. Precisely. And, it's also the thing. It's like, I'm not even saying that this is not an injustice on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not even saying that, but I am saying that you have completely misplaced what the hell is actually happening here. You don't understand the transgression of the state that may be the fact of it, right? It's the same thing with this ICE situation. We'll get going pretty soon. It's been about an hour, but I'll close it out with this this direct, relevant comparative. Is that people do not understand that these protesters have an argument for being well within their rights for doing what they're doing if the principle is ICE is not in compliance with state law, which they are not, which is why the state is not present in the form of state agents and state officers. All you have are federal agents horribly trained in border patrol tactics for interior United States stuff, right? And that's what's causing this fucking situation, is a disrespect of state law
Yeah.
within the way our union works, which is a step below your rights and privileges within the European Union, which you are a confederacy and you still have things like your own personal military, which isn't just
Yeah.
weekend warrior National Guardsmen that can be deputized by NATO, right?
Yeah.
You don't
No,
work like that 'cause
that's
you're more of a confederacy. That that that
yeah, I suppose so.
that Trump, mind you, wants the Germans to run, which has been the plan since they established it with the CIA and MI6. Don't you love? Don't you know? Spears theorists are right again. All right, I'm gonna head out. I have company coming over soon, and I gotta get my
Yep.
meditation.
All right, sounds good, bro. We'll I'll catch you again next week, and I hope that everyone watching, everyone listening, I will catch you all again next week as well. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and do the same for Mr. Zerilath Eternal. Book a personal reading, Zerilath at yahoo.com. And if you feel like supporting the Greyhorn Pagans, go to patreon.com/Greyhorn Pagans or become a channel member. I have lots of goodies, lots of good stuff, and lots of more good stuff coming up. I should just, chill and prepare for another night shift. 3 out of 4. This is going to be night 3 from 4, and after that, I'll be off for 3 days, and I am planning on making hella content. So, thank you all so much. We will see you all next week, same place, same time.